We're grateful. That's the CEO of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chum Akwabwa. I'll turn attention now to the VRA and the Senior Staff Association. There is warning that Ghana could pay huge judgment debt and risk its power security if it continues curtailing power to its neighboring countries, particularly Burkina Faso. It will be recalled that at the height of the current power crisis, President Akufo-Addo directed the curtailment of power supply to Ghana's neighbors to serve the local market. But the VRA senior staff says this could have serious legal implications for the country. They have a statement today, and my colleague, like I said, Kwekwe Sante, has been looking through it and joins me in studio. He stayed with me. So, Kwekwe, let's start from the issue of the power curtailment to Burkina Faso. What exactly is the concern of the workers?
Well, according to the VRA, Burkina Faso and other countries decided not to build dams of their own on the dam that serves Ghana and the Akosombo Dam. And it was in exchange that Ghana was going to give them some power supply for them to pay a certain amount. And so if you are stopping them or if you are cutting electricity to them, they are also going to start doing something on the dam. Then Akosombo Dam is going to go comatose. And ultimately, they also say that they are contractual arrangement, for which reason, if Ghana breaches those, they are going to pay judgment debt. Let me quote specifically. It says, these agreements have been in existence since the commissioning and operation of the Akosombo hydroelectric dam. And even during the country's electricity supply crisis since the 80s, these arrangements have significantly enhanced energy and sub-regional security. Any attempt not to carry out our side of the agreement may lead to a judgment debt which will be paid by us, the people of Ghana, who are already burdened with several other payments.
Well, that's not all. They also have the issue of the cash waterfall mechanism and how ECG is abusing it.
Well, they talk about between August 2023 and March 2024, VRA billed ECG 1 billion Ghana cedis. Only 354 million, representing 32%, was considered by the ECG under the cash waterfall mechanism. The outstanding amount of 741 million cedis remains unpaid. And as of March 2024, ECG, through the cash waterfall mechanism, owed VRA again about 147 million Ghana cedis. They say this situation has significantly created liquidity challenges for VRA, and they are warning that should they also go under, just like the IPPs are struggling, the power crisis is even going to deepen for the West.
And there are fears about a privatization of the Volta River Authority?
Well, they reference some talks about IPPs, particularly Mr. Apetogbo, and they say that there's a certain scheme to, as it were, privatize VRA. They say that VRA is playing such a crucial role in the country's energy mix, and if any situation is taken to actually privatize them, the country's power situation will collapse. They reference also certain threats that the IPPs have put out, that if government doesn't pay us, we are going to shut out our plants. They say VRA have been owed billions. They never issue threats. And so if you privatize VRA to say the IPPs, they will start issuing threats. And whenever you don't pay them, they shut down their thermal plants and the country will be in for the West.
That's a statement from the Senior Staff Association of the Volta River Authority. Kweku taking us through. Thank you. It takes us into the election headquarters now. And this is your election headquarters, made possible by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. The CIMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, AICPA and CIMA together as the Association of International Certified Professionals. We have the German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty. And then Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service. And this afternoon, you are not a serious political party if you think the Electoral Commission can influence the outcome of an election. Those are the words of Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asare, as it dismisses claims that the EC is working to ensure the NPP wins the December polls. The opposition NDC for some time now views every step taken by the EC with suspicion, but Dr. Bosman tells my colleague Evans Mensah that the processes leading up to an election and after make it impossible for the EC to give advantage to any party.
Anyone who tells you the Electoral Commission can favor Party A or candidate A is just misleading the public. Let me paint a picture of some of the things we do. When we finish everything, we do the nominations and we have the candidates. Everything we do with the parties. When we are printing the ballot papers, the notice of poll will be printed, which will be pasted at each polling station. We do with the parties. Then when we finish, we seal all the ballot papers for each of the regions. And when we are going, the parties are part. And when it gets to the region, the parties are part. All of us, all the parties will put their seals on the ballot papers in the ballot box to the police armory. On the day of voting, we openly show the ballot box. So clearly, when you look at these processes, that's why I personally think that the parties try to use the EC to cover their excesses, because there is nothing the EC can do. So at times when people say the EC, maybe they've arrogated so much powers to us, which we even know we don't have. Anyone who tells you the EC, as it is currently constituted and structured, can cheat election for Party A or Party B, the person is giving you a misleading information. So anyone who tells you the EC can steal elections, then that party is not serious.
Now, on the controversial subject of the serial numbers of the EC's biometric verification registration kits, Dr. Bosman insists no entity apart from the EC has access to these serial numbers, despite contrary claims by the NDC.
I don't know if they've shown you the serial numbers.
I haven't seen them. I'm taking them at their word.
Oh, no, they don't have the serial numbers.
You sure about that?
They don't have the serial numbers. And even beyond not them having it, assuming you get the serial number, what are you going to use them for?
You can use that to track the BVRs.
To track the BVRs, to see what the BVRs are, the number of people they are registering. Before we begin the registration exercise, there is a report we call Start of Day Report, which we print and we give to the agents of the political parties. When we conclude, we also have what we call the End of Day Report, which we print and we also make them available to the political parties. So any serious political party will be able to know. So the figures we even share, the parties themselves, they have those same figures or similar figures.
Meanwhile, former member of the ESWA Provisional National Defence Council PNDC, Sergeant Retired Aloga Akatapori, is cautioning President Akufo-Addo to be mindful of his public utterances ahead of the elections.
You see, some of the intemperate language also of the politicians who doesn't help. You have, if you don't mind me saying it, you have the president saying that he will not hand over.
No, he said he will not hand over to his opponent because he will destroy his records.
That's what I mean, yeah.
But that's political talk, don't you think?
Oh, is it political talk?
You don't
Well,
think so?
You don't crack jokes if you're a president. Is it also a cracking of the joke when he says that he will do everything within his power?
Legitimate talk from somebody who has a role to play in his party. That's from which perspective he's speaking?
No.
I'm saying these are not enough to
No. Well, no, I'm just telling you that when you say this sort of thing, and then it turns out that you don't really hand over. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's say that say that legitimately Bawumia wins. Wouldn't people refer to that?
Oh, I get your point you're making.
You understand?
That's not kind of language the president should be using.
Exactly.
I get your point.
It doesn't help.
Well, Interior Minister Henry Korte has also pledged that the governing New Patriotic Party will hand over power peacefully if they are voted out of power in the 2024 election. The opposition NDC has expressed concerns the NPP may not transition power if it is defeated, following utterances by some government officials, including Agric Minister Dr. Brian Champong. But Interior Minister Henry Korte says the president has instructed him to ensure a peaceful election.
Mr. President has given me a marching order. And the marching order is to ensure that this year's elections, before, during, and after, goes on peacefully. And that's by the grace of God I shall do. Mr. President is an astute lawyer, is a political luminary. This is somebody who has been fighting for democracy to thrive in this country and the world at large. And I make reference to the statement that he made when the decision of the Supreme Court was pronounced. He said, though he disagrees with the verdict, but he respects the decision of a court of a competent jurisdiction. So he moves on, and by the grace of God, he has come to win. What will profit us as a political party if we encourage violence? Who are we going to serve in this country?
Interior Minister Henry Korte, and a while longer in the election headquarters, and MPP's flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has pledged to make the Savannah region the breadbasket of West Africa if voted into power.
And my vision is for us to focus on agriculture. And Savannah is the biggest region in Ghana. And we are going to focus and make the Savannah region the breadbasket of Ghana and the breadbasket of West Africa.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia taking us on a quick break here on the Midday News. On Joy 99.7 FM in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM, made possible by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Duraplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDP pipes and water tank. Where Duraplus goes, water flows. Will return with sports, and then later we'll tell you about the silent struggles faced by many new mothers in Ghana dealing with postpartum depression.
Don't like your baby, you don't even want to be a mother. It's like it's this thing for me, the thing that is so hyped, this wasn't really living up to my expectations.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a Petrosol station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
December is just around the corner and our nation stands at a crossroads. Will we continue down the same path or will we forge a new one together? The choice is ours, but we need every voice to be heard. That is why the New Force is investing time and resources to educate and encourage everyone about the voters' ID card registration. To all of you out there unsure if your vote matters, your voice matters. Your vote is your power and your opportunity to shape the future of our motherland. Don't let others decide for you. Don't stay silent. Get up, get out there, and get your voter's ID card today. Make sure you are ready to make a difference when the time comes. Don't delay. Act now. From the 7th to the 27th of May, and on the 30th of May, you can replace all missing ID cards. Every vote counts. Your vote, your destiny. A message from Nana Kwame Bediako and the New Force.
Well. How is your good life?
Mine has been great, you know. My entire family and I sleep under an insecticide-treated net every night, throughout the night, and wake up feeling sound every day with absolutely no mosquito bite.
My good life has been terrific. My entire family and I, we wash our hands with soap and running water before we cook and eat, and after using the toilet, we don't play with it.
When my wife was pregnant, I accompanied her to every antenatal session. She took all her medication, ate balanced diet, and gave birth without any complications. My good life has been smooth.
Let's all come aboard Good Life and live healthy and happy. Good Life, live it well. It's an everyday thing. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and partners with support from USAID.
Hello Ghana, are you tired of the same old political rhetoric? Do you believe it is time for a change that truly represents the voices of our youth, women and children? I present to you Nana Kwame Bediako. He is a visionary leader with a passion for making our country better through innovative industrial revolution. Together, we can change the political narrative and create a government that truly represents the interest of all citizens. Join this journey to build a better and inclusive future for all by contributing to our Save Ghana Fund campaign. Your support, no matter the amount, is not just a donation. It is an investment in the shared desire for a more prosperous, equitable and better nation. To donate, visit www.nkb.com.gh or dial *887 *2024 #. Thank you for your support.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. Time for sports. Mubarak, what do we have?
Yes, Emefa. So the Black Stars today recorded a 5-1 victory over Ivory Coast in the opening game of the Waffle Zone B tournament. However, head coach Larry Kingston was left unimpressed and vows to improve the team for the next game.
Throughout this preparation, everything that we've played, we've dominated play. Our last tournament in Russia, we lost against Russia, but we dominated play. Thumbs up to Ivory Coast. They are Ivorians. They are a very good side. Most of my boys, first time playing such competition, home soil, I felt they were a little bit jittery. So with that, we have to manage and then try to take something out and then try and do our best. Sometimes we try to play 1, 2, 3 passes, but for me, as a technical person, I'm not satisfied with the way we play. We did not dominate play today. But hey, up and coming games, This is our style, and you will see it in the way we play.
Black Starlets head coach Lai Kingston.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. Now, Eno Kwegring is a mother of 3. In 2017, she welcomed her first child. Little did she know that the arrival of a bundle of joy would also sink her into the depths of what health professionals call postpartum depression. Enjoy News' latest mini documentary titled Hidden Battles. My colleague Emmanuel Jivenu sheds light on the silent struggles faced by many new mothers in Ghana.
The cry of a newborn baby brings immense joy. For some mothers, the days after delivery bring not only physical changes, but also emotional struggles that can be difficult to navigate.
I started to sink into depression, and I didn't even notice that was what was happening. All I knew was that I wasn't happy, and I also knew I wasn't bonding with my baby properly. You don't like your baby, you don't even want to be a mother. It's like, it's this thing for me, the thing that is so hyped. This wasn't really living up to my expectations.
Mothers seeking help should see it as a sign of strength and not weakness. Postpartum mental depression is treatable.
The first thing is identifying that this person has a problem.
Stigma surrounding postpartum depression is prevalent in Ghanaian society, making it difficult for mothers to openly discuss their feelings or seek professional help.
People usually dismiss women when they say they experience something like that.
We bring the person to see a psychiatrist, we assess the person, and then we intervene so that we shorten the illness. The aim is to shorten it as much as possible. And in extreme cases, I've said that it can lead to self-harm on the mother's side and even death of the baby, called infanticide. So you can imagine that potentially it's quite dangerous.
You want to catch the full mini documentary Hidden Battles, and it's time for M&J so that we check out Jackie.
Yeah.
What are people talking about? Throwback Thursday?
Yes, Emefa Throwback Thursday. So this year marks exactly 10 years that we lost a legend, Castro. So today we put out on social media to find out from our followers which of these Castro songs do you miss the most? Back and Front, Stradinam, Toffee, Bone Shaker, and many more. Emefa, which one was your favorite?
Really, I'm not a Castro fan.
Oh, okay. Well, we have a song from Castro, and I'm sure we all remember this.
Time to wrap up at this point, and Celestine Dongo has been apologizing as well. Yeah,
and she has.
Okay, and the reactions to that also on social media. And that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on there. And we have Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil, the Principle of Gathering, episode 4.